Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Jennifer Scrapping Cane. Today I'm sharing a double page layout. Scraptember's prompt today is family. Also, yesterday's prompt was 6x6 papers, and I did not get this layout finished in time to post yesterday, but since it still fits today's prompt, I'm going to go ahead and put it up today. So I have 5 photos of my 2 older sisters, my mom, and my dad, and I will explain a little bit more about the pictures. I'm going to use metal hexagon dies to cut out some of the papers. That's usually my go-to for 6x6 is I either cut it into a shape or use it to map my photos. That's mainly what I use 6x6 for. Every once in a while, I'll get a little bit more creative with it and use it in my background. But since I don't scrap 12 by 12, I usually have to cut it down from the 6x6 square format. I actually like 6 by 8 a lot better because it fits my 8.5 by 11 a lot better. But these are the ones that I had in my stash, and these are older papers from Pink Paislee, I believe. Yes, they're called Cedar Lane. And the only ones I have left are the ones that I show. And I do have enough left to create one more layout probably later in the month, as we're almost to the end of the month, but you'll probably see one more layout. Here I'm showing you some thickers that I have from my stash. I plan on using Hugs and Kisses as my main title, and then on the photo of my 2 sisters together, I'm going to use the title Best Friend. So here's the 6x6 papers, and I have used them one other time on another layout because I did cut into them. It looks like I cut a 1-inch strip out of some of the papers, but for the life of me, I can't remember what layout that is that I used them on. But anyways, they've been in my stash for a while. So I'm going to fussy cut this paper here with the flowers on the wood grain. I absolutely love that one of my favorites. This one here actually is one I still have and will go on the next layout. And some of them, if I didn't plan on using them on the next layout, I went ahead and used them as photo mats for the white background because the back side of the 6x6 is white. So, and this one here has black polka dots on it, but it looks white. It's actually ended up being cut into a photo mat. And I was okay with that because, like I said, most of the papers I've had in my stash for a long time. So instead of just putting them back in the stash, I decided just to go ahead and use them as photo mats if I wasn't going to use them right now, because I did show a sticker pack with puffy stickers. There's a cute little fox that says best day and then I love this. And most of them I do get on the layout, but some of them I'm going to save for the next layout. So I decided that, I wasn't going to have any more matching stickers or anything like that. I decided just to use it up instead of putting it back into my stash. So here I'm going to show you how I matted all my photos, and all my photos are just going to be on white cardstock first. I scuffed up the edges of the white cardstock, and I'm just using a distresser from Some Assemblage Required. I like the size of her distresser. It fits in my hand perfectly. And then each photo is going to get a white mat, and then they're going to get a colored paper for the background. And 2 of them get the same color, the same tealy blue color. And that was just to add a little bit of 3 points of blue. But the main photo, or the largest photo, I should say, it's not really the main photo, but the largest photo of my 2 sisters is in the blue, the darker blue. And that's the only photo that gets the darker blue. So with my dad's, I did his with pink, and then he has the 2 girls, one standing and one sitting on his lap. And then the other one where he's holding my other sister on his lap, I did that one just on the teal blue, the lighter mint color. And then the one where my mom's holding my sister, she's still awake, and that's in yellow. And then the one where she's almost asleep is in the teal blue. And she was actually sick. Obviously, she wasn't sick in the picture when she's sitting with my sister, but my mom said she started to get sick later in the night. So they just held her on their lap while they were waiting for her to go to sleep. and hoping, she didn't throw up or anything in the night. But she just wasn't feeling very well. So obviously she was feeling good enough to take a picture with my sister before that. So this one here, I'm going to place down first, and I'm going to start with the larger photos down at the bottom. And that was just, to me, it looked more balanced to put the two largest ones at the bottom and then put the two smaller ones at the top. And then also the one of my two sisters is going to be more towards the top, but on the opposite side. I haven't glued that one down yet. It's just placed there. And the background paper is from Kaiser Craft. I don't think I said that. That was one that I had bought like a pack of 25 of those papers because it's a very usable paper. It looks like white cement is what it reminds me of, or like drywall. And it's perfect for backgrounds. So I bought the entire pack when I was able to pick it up at Tuesday morning before they closed. So it was a pack of 25 sheets, and I still have probably maybe 5 or so left. Not very many. I've used a lot of them, but like I said, it's very usable, so I'm glad I bought it. And here I'm popping up this photo up on play foam, and then I'm going to add the ATG and the liquid glue, make sure that it stays down, and I cut it at an angle so that I could place the other piece on the opposite page. And again, that's something that I like to do with my double page layouts, is I do like to cross the middle, and that just makes it look more like it definitely belongs together. And then with my mom and my sister's photos, I'm going to pop the opposite one. So the one on the right hand side is going to be popped up on play foam, and the one on the left is going to be just attached to the paper straight down. So it's not going to be popped up. And it's going to go right here. And then I realized that I probably should start putting the hexagons that I punched out with the metal dies to go behind the photos. And I should probably place those down before I put this photo down, since it's going to cover majority of this hexagon. And that was just to add a little pop of color over there and to add all the other colors over there. So I made sure I added the blue and the pink, which neither of those photos are matted in. And then I threw in the brown wood grain one. Since I only had one smaller sheet of that wood grain, I decided it would just be a hexagon. It wouldn't be a photo mat. So that's going to go there. And then these flowers that I fussy cut, I'm going to place on top of the photo. And then I'm going to place this one behind, and it's going to go on that blue hexagon. I decided I wanted it to show a little bit more, so I just pulled the photo down. It hadn't had time to set yet, so it wasn't totally glued down. So there, added the flower, and I'm going to cut some little foam pieces to put behind this flower here so that it's popped up, the piece that's hanging over the corner of the photo. And then I will put that down at the top of the photo. Sorry, I was interrupted by a phone call. Forgot to turn on my do not disturb. Anyways, so I just added it at the top with the play foam, and down at the bottom I'm going to also add hexagons. This photo was only attached by ATG, so it was able to lift it up and put the hexagon underneath it. And I am going to cut the yellow one in half, or a little less than half, I guess. Just enough for the yellow to show at the bottom. And then at the top, I also cut the pink one the same way, so that it's basically going off of the paper. And again, down at the bottom, I added the darker blue in the yellow because that's not included with the frames. So I wanted that to be over there, so all the colors are over here in this area. And then I'm going to add just a single photo or flower over here on the right hand side by my dad's photo. And I will add a larger cluster over here on the left hand side. And basically it's going to be on the left hand side of the layout because it's next to that photo that was trimmed down. So just adding play foam where the flower is not touching on the photo frame. That way it'll pop up the same way that photo frame is popped up. And then this flower here, I'm going to actually have to trim it down just a little bit. I thought I would put it on top of the photo, but I didn't want to have to cut it since that down there at the bottom of the photo is a little bit too skinny, and I would have had to cut it. I just didn't want to mess with it, so I went ahead and just tucked it underneath instead. And it's okay, it looks fine. The photo over here, or the flower, not the photo, the flower on the right hand side, I did pop up on play foam since the photo is not popped up. And then I'm also going to pop up this single photo, or flower, keep saying photo and I should say flower, is going to go up here by the photo of my mom and sister. And it was having a hard time sticking for some reason. I'm not sure why. That was a different piece of foam tape that I just found on my desk. And that one really soaked up the liquid glue. So I did have to add a little bit of ATG to it to get it to stay. But it does stay. It's stuck down now, so we're good. Here I'm going to add the photo of my two sisters up here at the top. And over here I have 4 hexagons in the same colors so that I can add all 5 colors over here. So I have the darker frame, and then the wood grain hexagon, the teal, the yellow, and the pink. So again, I add all the colors over here. And I really like the way this turned out, and the pictures were already printed in my family album. I just hadn't done the layout yet, so I'm glad the sizes that I picked, I had no clue what layout I was actually going to do. So it ended up working out well. I like when that happens. This teal one I'm going to decide to put up here by the photo frame. I wasn't sure if I wanted it up there since that would be blue by blue, but since it's just lighter blue, and the darker blue paper actually has that teal color in the polka dots in the background. And once again, my camera cut out, so here's the final layout. I'm going to keep this in real time, slow motion. I did kind of slow it down even slower just so that you could get a good look at it since I finished it off, basically offline. I added in the puffy stickers. You can see the little best and the heart. Those are puffy stickers, the little acorns and leaves, and the word friend. So I decided to do best friend up here so I could use the best. I could have put family up there, but since it was just the 2 girls, I decided to do best friend. And then the little puffy arrow, I cut some black leaves with another die set that I have in my stash. I put hugs and kisses by my mom's photo, and then I put love this down by my dad, where he's holding my sister. So that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and you like seeing my layouts. Unfortunately, not very good at noticing that the camera shut off. I will try to be a little bit better about that. I did add sequins in stacks on top of the centers of the flowers. I do have a video up on Spiegelmom Scraps website today, or on her channel. I'll leave a link down below and you can see how I actually created those stacks for this layout. I also included a few little extra close-ups since, once again, my camera cut out before I finished the layout. But as you can see, there's lots of sequins, so make sure you check out Spiegelmom Scraps. You can use my code Jennifer15 and save 15% at any time. The sequins I used on this layout are not available, but she has lots of sequins available. Bye!